Riddick took the helm this week as struggling San Diego strives to build upon the hustle of Roberto Alomar and the hitting of Tony Gwynn. Led by swashbuckling all-stars such as Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds, the Pirates continue to treasure their perch atop the NL East.
We are dealing with some rainy weather here in the Pittsburgh area, but that doesn't stop these fans. The Pirates are way ahead in their attendance of a year ago, and the Pirate flag is flying high as CBS presents Major League Baseball. Checking into town this weekend, the San Diego Padres, who lost here last night by the score of 4-1. And because the Mets lost, the Pirates are now 2 games ahead of New York, with Montreal very much in the picture, only 4 games behind. Earlier this morning, Tim McCarver got together with Jim Leyland, the Pirate manager.
The Pirates have been in first place since April 21st, all but 3 days, and it seems, Jim, that the public perception is that the Pirates are chasing the Mets.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that. I think going into the season, everybody felt that every team in our division was going to chase the Mets. Tim, they're a great ball club. There's no question. With the great pitching staff that they have, they can shut you out 4 or 5 days in a row. They can put streaks together like they just have. But fortunately, so far, we've been very consistent. We've held that off, and we've stayed right there with them. And they've won a lot of games the last month and a half, but we're still in first place. So I think the perception is probably right. I think everybody felt that way, and we just have to play them tough, and we have to take care of our own business. Not worry about the Mets right now. We just have to worry about the day-by-day competition.
Speaking of your own business, what are your trouble spots throughout the rest of the season?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is to get consistency against left-handed pitching. You know, people try to neutralize us with that, and they do. It's no secret. I'm not telling anything out of school right here. We have to do a little bit better against left-handed pitching, and probably get some pop from guys like King and Donnie Slott, get him back and healthy. And if we can do that, we got a shot.
The Pirates atop the National League East and the National League West. The Padres right in the middle, and their new manager is with Jack Buck right now. Jack?
Thanks, Tim, and Greg, congratulations on your first big league managing job.
Well, I think that's something that a lot of people like to get the opportunity to do, and I'm tickled to death with my chance.
What do you hope to do with this club?
Well, I'm hopefully stay positive with them right now. You know, we've gone through a lot of hard times, maybe not getting a combination of good pitching, good hitting, good defense, and we're going to try to pull that together if we can. Maybe do some little extra work to try to help refine some of those areas and just stay as positive as we can and work through this thing, and eventually we're going to have some fun.
You're 0 for 2.
I guess that's 2 mulligans, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to hook up with Bruce Hurst today, and today's the day.
That's right. I use the mulligan on the front 9, the back 9, and I'm starting a new course.
Greg Riddick has already stated he's not shooting for the pennant this year. This afternoon here in Pittsburgh, he'd be happy with his first victory as a Major League manager. Won over the Pirates today. Let's play baseball. The first place Pirates take the field, and we have a nice gathering here on Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh. They've already turned on the lights, and we might have a little rain before this day is over. Going to the mound for the Pirates, just activated after being on the disabled list because of a groin injury, is Bob Walk. He has a record of 4-4 to make room for him on the roster. They had to send out Jay Tibbs, and Tibbs has 3 days to determine whether or not he'll report to the Buffalo team. So they hope to get some innings out of Bob Walk this afternoon.
Defensively for the Buccos of Pittsburgh, Barry Bonds. Barry talking to first base umpire Harry Wendelstedt. Barry tied in assists with Larry Walker of the Expos. And in center field, Andy Van Slyke, his second Gold Glove last year. Bobby Bonilla switched from third base. He made 33 errors at third last year. He's doing well in right field, thank you. Jeff King, the third baseman, the youngster out of Arkansas, the first-round draft choice in '86. Jay Bell, traded from Cleveland 2 years ago to the Pirates, has filled the bill at short. And combining with Chico Lean, that's Gary Reedus, the first baseman, but Chico Lean is at second base. And Gary Reedus at first base. There's Chico.
He's hard to find whenever you look for him.
That's
He's
right.
all over the field.
He's too quick. Mike LaValliere, who won a Gold Glove 2 years ago behind the plate. Unusual, starting against a left-handed pitcher today for only the second time this year. And there's Bob Walk on the mound.
Here's the batting order for the San Diego Padres today. They have a couple of switch hitters in their lineup. They started with Biff Roberts. He's playing second. Tony Gwynn in right. Roberto Alomar is at shortstop today. He doesn't particularly like it there, but he's playing there. Joe Carter in the outfield along with Phil Stevenson at first base. Sean Abner plays center with Carter in left. Mike Pagliarulo at third base. Mark Parent is doing the catching. And the Pirates will have their hands full with the left-hander Bruce Hurst. Here's the manager of the Pirates, Jim Leyland. Quite loquacious and very happy about the way things are going for him. And folks, I want to tell you something. We've seen the Pirates frequently this year, and they are to be taken seriously. The leadoff batter is a switch hitter, Bip Roberts, and he's hurting today. He has a wisdom tooth that is really bothering him. He's batting .284, and Bip has a little pop. He can hit some home runs occasionally. He has 5 for the year. And he starts it with a base hit to left. That was an easy swing, and Barry Bonds gets it back in, and we have some start. 1 pitch, 1 hit. Tony Gwynn, 4-time batting champ. He's only hitting .314, so he has yet to hit a stride. Now the first one to Tony Gwynn. Runner going, and a ground ball to Lean. Runner at second base, 1 out. So they started the runner, and that's something that Greg Riddock, the new manager, is trying to get done with these Padres. Second baseman with a batting mark currently of .307, 3 home runs. So Sandy and Roberto, and at the All-Star game Tuesday, we saw the other Alomar, Sandy Jr., the catcher for Cleveland. The runner is Bip Roberts. Shortstop trying to keep him close. And a breaking ball pops him up to the first baseman. That's Gary Ritas. 2 out. He made 3 fine pitches after falling behind 2-0.
Joe Carter.
Here's Joe Carter hitting in the 4th spot, and look at that lowly batting mark. But he's 6th in the league in runs batted in with 59. Runner going, low and away, no throw, stolen base. They didn't even cover down there.
Now that was because there were 2 outs. If none are out or 1 out, then most certainly Jeff King would have covered, but Roberts just had too big a jump. If you steal third from second with 2 outs, you better make it all the time.
2-1 the count, and a half swing and a foul, 2-2.
Already with 66. And Clark, teammate of Bonds, Bobby Bonilla was 62, and Joe Carter 5th. Carter's had a lot of opportunities. You have to when you're hitting .220 with that many RBIs.
He got him. A good sinker pitch, no runs, 1 hit and 1 left. So no score, first half inning. Score after 1/2 inning. Bruce Hurst won 15 games last year for his new club, his 2nd year with the Padres. He is 5-7. Here's the batting order for the Pittsburgh Pirates today. Gary Ritas will lead it off. And then Jay Bell, Andy Van Slyke, Bobby Bonilla, Barry Bonds, Jeff King, Jose Lean, Mike LaValliere, and Bob Watt.
Defensively for the Padres, Joe Carter, he can play center or left field. Sean Abner, #1 draft choice with the Mets back in '84. And Tony Gwynn does more than hit, his 3rd Gold Glove last year. Mike Pagliarulo over third base from the Yankees. Roberto Alomar, Jack mentioned, playing shortstop his 4th game this year as Bip Roberts moves to second base. Phil Stevenson over from the Cubs last year at first base. Mark Parent behind the plate, and Bruce Hurst on the mound.
His managers say this morning, he better start getting some hits or get on base. I'm not going to put him in there just because he's right-handed. Temperature 75 degrees. They set a lot of record lows around the country last night. And fly ball into right center, and Tony Gwynn back at the track. That's the first out. He's worked a lot with Tommy Sant.
#2 hitter, 23 sacrifices, leads the major leagues, and at .273 average, he's also got some pop.
And a bouncer on 1 hop to Pagliarulo. 2 out. In his first major league at bat, Gene Lamont. And here's a fellow who's helped Jay Bell with his infielding, Tommy Sant. He said the biggest thing I did with Bell was just to get him to calm down. He's
surface, a lot more surface fields in the National League.
They don't always start Andy Van Slyke. And they added a pitcher back to their bullpen staff today. He let that ball play him, and on this wet turf, it ate him up a little bit. And Biff Roberts is charged with an error with 2 outs. Is happy to be out there. You see some guys walking around, their shoulders sagging, their chin on their chest. Never with him. He's, however, well, they've gotten wise to him. Bonilla hits it on the ground to Pagliarulo, 5-4, and each team left a man in the opening inning. So we played 1, nothing doing. Second inning, no score. There's Sid Bream. We'll tell you a story about him in a moment. He's the regular Pirate first baseman. He was struck by a pitch ball here on Thursday night, and they had a rumble. It was right after Barry Bonds hit a home run in the first inning. But Bill Stevenson, who was brought up in the Cub organization, he's hit 4 home runs. Tim, you know about this fellow's brother. You made me aware of his coaching.
Gene Stevenson, the coach at Wichita State.
Bouncing ball, pitcher has to cover. Now the first baseman makes the play.
Gene Stevenson's 14th year at Wichita State. When he went to Wichita State, they were college champs a couple of years ago. But when Gene went over there, they didn't even have a baseball field. And now he has done such a terrific job financing the athletic department, certainly helping to finance the athletic department through their baseball program. Fine program at Wichita State.
The lineup, that's how you build a winner.
Eddie Williams, the 1983 first-round draft choice, is also a member of the Padres. So 3 of those Met first-round draft choices here today.
Abner hits one to Van Slyke. The Padres had the only hit. That was by Biff Roberts, but he was stranded in the first after stealing a base. And he just won't groove the ball for you. It's always moving. And he pops him up. It's called for by Lean. This will be 6 in a row. We have played an inning and a half, and there's no score at Three Rivers Stadium. And it's 2-1 to Barry Bonds. Then Sandberg, Dawson, McGee. We don't see Tony Gwynn's name there yet. Tony Gwynn is batting .314. He'll be up there before long, and a leadoff walk from Hurst.
Dykstra. Barry Bonds is batting .365 against left-handed pitching this year.
Here's Jeff King. Pretty good hit and run man. Fly ball into the gap, and it's going to be caught by Carter. Runner gets back.
It's only .229. That's remarkable.
Here's another good hit and run man, and a real hero these days. He's 2-2 to the batter. And a hit. And can't get that guy out. Bonds will go to third.
Well, you mentioned going to right field. The reason that he does that, he drags the bat head through the strike zone. This pitch is on the inside part of the plate. By dragging that bat head as opposed to popping the bat head, he's able to hit the ball the other way. With the bat at that angle, that's really the only way Lean can hit it. He tried.
Third, 1 out. Runner going. There's a strike, and they steal it unmolested.
Well, I'm not taking up for Mark Parent, but Fred Brocklander behind home plate gave a...
Hurst tried to pitch around this batter. And there's going to be a run across, as Stevenson didn't want to take a chance. Unassisted put out by Stevenson. RBI for LeVailleur, his 13th of the year, and the Pirates break on top, particularly with Bonds running.
Right.
And now the pitcher, Bob Walk. He had
strike or out or something like that. I mean, Bob Walk is not a good name to have when you're a pitcher.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and he struck him out. The ball got away, and that's going to be another run for Pittsburgh. It's a strikeout and either a wild pitch or a pass ball.
A curveball from Bruce Hurst, and Parent going down on it, and it was in the dirt and squirts through. Parent didn't keep the trap door open or closed. I guess it's going to be a strikeout and a wild pitch by Bruce Hurst.
Gary Reedus is up.
Well, those are mound monikers. Bob Walk with the 2-run lead now. Herb score, early win. What about Jake Stryker or Jack Armstrong? That'd be nice, too.
2 out, but the Pirates lead. 2 runs and only 1 hit. That one's flying to the track, to the wall, and Carter can't get it. Walk will score. Carter is limping out there. It's 3-0 on the double by Ritas.
The split finger fastball on the outside part. It was up, however, and Ritas, who is awfully strong, even though he has only one home run, can pump him out with regularity. And watch Carter mistime his jump. And it looked like he came down and hurt his left heel. It looked like his toe and heel hit the wall at the same time. Here's a better angle right here. It looked like his left toe slammed into the wall. The outfield wall is padded, but about the bottom 9 inches isn't padded. And Joe Carter, unfortunately, finds that part that isn't padded with his left foot. Right there. I think he mistimed his jump. I think he thought the wall was there and that he had to get up. And that's one of the reasons he came down and crashed that left foot against the wall.
This one's well hit by Bell, and this one is caught for the 3rd out. Pittsburgh gets 3 runs on only 2 hits. They leave 1, they've left 2. And the Pirate fans like it.
And 2 to Bob Walk, 2 outs and a runner at 3rd. Walk goes down on strikes, but the ball squirts through Parent's legs. And then Walk eventually scored on the double by Ritas, too.
Here's a bouncer to 3rd, and King throws for the out. Let's go to New York and join Andrea Joyce for an update.
Jack, here's one you don't see every day. Gerald Perry called for interference in the 2nd inning, going out of the baseline to take Luis Rivera out of the play. Umpires say double play. Boston leads 1-0, bottom of the 2nd on a Kevin Romine home run. Now let's go back.
Hurst gets a hit up the middle. That's the 2nd of the day for the Padres. This San Diego team should be scoring runs, Tim, but they are not.
Creek as a rookie in '87. He fell off in '88. He came back with a good year last year. His defense is impeccable. Has paid dividends.
Bob Walk said, why did I do that? A base hit by the pitcher, a walk to the leadoff man so they can pitch to Tony Gwynn, who represents the tying run. Just doesn't do it. Now he'll do it just to make us look bad. They give him the right field corner. Up the middle and off the pitcher, and a force out for the 2nd out. Well, that cost Gwynn a hit. He reaches on the fielder's choice, and the hits are even at 2 apiece, but Pittsburgh has all the runs. Alomar finds the hole and drives in a run with a 2-out hit. Hurst crosses the plate. He had singled with 1 out, and it's 3-1. Gwynn. At second base, it is Tony Gwynn. And at first, Alomar. So good speed on the bases, and Joe Carter at the dish. 3-1, the Pirates lead now in the 3rd. See you later, huh? Down the line, and a long home run way back, and suddenly the Padres take the lead 4-3. As Bob Walk gives up his 11th home run of the year. Number 14 on the season for Joe Carter. Wasn't any doubt on that one. And a happy Greg Riddock.
Balls, and now you get the fastball, and it's like batting practice. If you get it, guys like this, they don't pop it up or foul it back. You can understand Bob Walk's been out for a month. He wants to go at least 5 innings.
There's a bouncer with a pitcher covering. It is 4 runs on 3 hits and a walk. We go to the home half of the 3rd inning, 4-3 in favor of San Diego. We'll return to Three Rivers Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
Jeff King knew it. And look in center field. Barry Bonds knew it. Good night. 3-run homer. And this is why they just took 1 step. I mean, that ball was corked. Woo!
Now it's Andy Van Slyke leading it off. He reached on an error his first time. Nothing came. Walk and delivered a wild pitch in the 2nd inning. And And Slight with a late swing and a pop fly to Carter. 1 out. It against John Tudor, a left-handed pitcher, and hit a home run. He gets a hit here.
Left-handed. As a right-handed batter this year, he's hitting only .223, almost 100 points higher left-handed. But he hits one off the end of the bat off Bruce Hurst. Has a base knock.
And that didn't sound too good, did it?
No.
But it looked good and dropped in for the 3rd Pittsburgh hit. Game played in the Old Timers game. Bobby Bonds. There's ball 4. That's the 2nd time Bonds has walked. Well, that's what happens when you hit 16 home runs, drive in 66, and bat .339. King is platooned at 3rd base with Wally Backman. 2 on and 1 out. Double play ball. Alomar to Roberts, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, a double play, 1 left. Pittsburgh has left 3. They trail by a run.
About the Pirates, they are not hearing footsteps from the Mets. The Mets have played as well as they can play behind Darryl Strawberry, who has 15 home runs in his last 29 games, and one of the bigger surprises in the National League East, Dave Schmidt, 12 saves and 2 wins in his last 16 games.
He's on top 4-3. You're happy to see a fellow like Dave Schmidt come along and find success. It's not unusual for pitchers who've been around for a while to suddenly become effective. 3rd baseman had just backed up, but he still couldn't get it. Abner got one through on this wet, fast turf here at Three River Stadium. Abner is running, swinging a miss, and a good throw by LaValliere. It's tough to steal against this Pirate catcher.
A lot of people complain about him throwing over there too much. This is a hit-and-run play. Abner does not have a good jump, but with Bob Walk pitching, the opposing runners have only stolen 4 bases in 12 tries. Good throw by LaValliere.
Game. And Kipper. One of the shortstop, Bell, and 2 out.
Well, the Bucks bullpen, they have done such a terrific job this year. In their last 43 innings, they have allowed 1 earned run. So what was a weak point last year?
Aaron bounces one to short to J. Bell. No runs, 1 hit. The man out stealing. Nobody left. Home half of the 4th inning coming up. Padres lead 4-3. Joe Carter ran to the wall, stayed in the game, hit a home run. What does he think about money and renegotiating?
Along the lines of my talent come along and sign for 8. More power to him. But I'm going to be happy with what I signed because I've got to live up to that and honor the contract that I signed. You don't see ball players going in and have a bad year saying I want to renegotiate because I'm overpaid.
Set up a 3-run inning for Pittsburgh. He bounces one to Pagliarulo. And the leadoff man is gone. Drove in a run in the 2nd inning. Well, he got down there in less than 5 seconds. I had a watch on him. And he gets one of his rare infield hits. 4th of the day for Pittsburgh.
Biff Roberts did all he could. Roberto Alomar crossing in front of Roberts. When you do that, if you're the infielder, you don't want to stop because you get in the way of the fielder fielding the ball. So Alomar continues. Roberts does all he can, but LaValliere being swift of foot.
He's not bunting.
That surprised me.
Sometimes Walk, and I've seen him do it frequently, will show the bunt and then swing the bat.
Is holding Spanky on at first base.
Instead, he prefers to hit into a double play, and the inning is over. No runs and 1 hit, nobody left. We played 4-3 Padres. Bruce Hurst's 4th hit of the year, and that started the rally with a 1-out base hit, and the Padres took it from there. And And he hits it to short to Jay Bell. Well, if you've just joined us.
And then Walk scored on Reedus's double, so both pitchers have figured in the scoring.
What's going to happen this season? There's a bouncer to Lean.
Tell you, they're nationally gifted with great second basemen now. Lean.
With a walk, a wild pitch, and a stolen base figuring in. Tony Gwynn's going to be 0 for 3. That's unusual. 3 ground balls against Bob Walk. We're going into the bottom of the 5th inning. And behind Bruce Hurst, the Padres lead it 4-3.
Between them, as far as money is concerned, and they'll negotiate at the end of the season.
There's a leadoff walk. That's the 2nd time Hurst has done that today. Walk to the leadoff hitter.
Sacrifices. The 2nd batter is Mike Bilecki, and he's a pitcher with the Cubs.
There goes the runner. And a fly ball into right for Tony Gwynn into the corner. Runner will get back with 1 out. The Bell tried but couldn't advance the runner. 1 on, 1 out.
Left-handed batter, and you're facing a left-handed pitcher. More than at any other time, you've got to keep your front shoulder in there. If you give at all with that front shoulder, you are dead against a left-hander.
There he goes. He got a running start, but a fly ball into center. Should be handled by Abner. And the runner back to first with 2 out. Well, that's a bad break for Pittsburgh and Reedus because he really timed Bruce Hurst and got a running start away from first, but Van Slyke is 0 for 3. Pittsburgh's not out of the inning yet with Bobby Bonilla up there. He has a single, 1 for 2.
Strike zone. Danger. Be cautious.
Runner at first, 2 out, 3 and 1. And a high fly ball at the track in center for Abner. Will end the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Pittsburgh has left 4, and they still trail by a run, 4-3 after 5.
13 games below 500 in 1-run games.
Alomar leading off in the 6th. And that ball stays fair, and Walk throws him out.
And it makes sense when you think about it.
Carter chops one to short to Bell. 2 out. The pitcher's out of the bullpen.
Or bolster your bullpen with an extra guy who may make the difference. Is that right?
It could even be due to a key injury. One guy who's missing, he's back the next year, and he makes the difference. So,
and then look what he's doing, flipping sunflower seeds.
There's a shot for the 3rd baseman, King. That's 8 in a row retired by Bob Walk. Well, the Pirates still are only a run behind as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll return to Three Rivers Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
Oh, where Opie is, Aunt B can't be far away, can she? There it is, Ronnie Howard and Stan Belinda. Looks just like Opie.
Here, Barry Bonds hitting one that's going to tie the game.
To oops. That's probably what Bruce Hurst was thinking when he threw this down and in fastball to Barry Bonds. What a year Barry Bonds is having. 365 against left-handers coming into today's game.
Here's one that's going to be handled by Carter for the 1st out. Care who the pitcher is. This is his 9th home run this year against left-handed pitching and his 17th overall. More against lefties than right-handers.
He tried to get him there, but Lean fought it off.
For the shortstop, a diving try by Alomar, and safe at first. LeVire gets a hit. That'll make it 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Limping off the field. And Thomas Howard, a rookie, Middletown, Ohio, just up from Las Vegas, the AAA farm club for the Padres, takes over and left. You remember Joe Carter ran into the fence earlier in this game, but he has to leave now. And he had a 3-run homer while he was in there. And the pinch hitter is Orlando Merced, who is 4 out of 11.
That's what he wants, the wiggle, split finger.
Merced strikes out. A big strikeout for Hurst. And that's only his second of the game. And he skies it away to Gwynn. So we played 6 innings and we're tied. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 left. Pittsburgh has left a half dozen.
They disable this with a strained right tricep. That's the muscle in back of the arm. He was 0-2 at the time, 4 saves. Funny about this Pirate bullpen, 7 different pitchers have saves in their bullpen.
There and lead off in the 7th inning of a 4-4 game. Abner has a single, was out stealing. The bullpen, as we mentioned earlier, only 1 earned run in the last 43 innings. That's why they're in first place.
Strong, isn't it?
Red Sox still on top on the Romine home run in the 6th inning. Bill picks that one up, 1 out. Well, Bob Walk had retired 8 in a row, and Power picks up where he had left off. Sox jump ahead of the Yankees. 1-0 in the first, and that's ball 4. 1 on, 1 out. Stymied because of the absence of Benito Santiago. What a different club they are with him absent from behind the plate and at the plate. Parent the batter. And he shoots it into right center, and Van Slyke caught it. Runner will get back to first base just in time. 2 out.
Fred Lynn, one of the sweetest swings in the game for the last 15 years. The Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player in 1975. Those are 2 titles in the same year that no other player has ever achieved.
Now Urrulo will go. He's on the move, and he struck him out. 1 left for San Diego. That's only the 2nd man they've stranded. I'd like to thank KDKA producer Richard Sutman for the feature provided for CBS today with regard to Andy Van Slyke.
Funny feature about a funny guy.
Red Sox hanging on with that Romine home run. 1-0. And the White Sox increase their lead 2nd inning 2-0 over New York. And a fly ball to the center fielder Abner. 1 out here in the 7th. At the conclusion of this game, Tim McCarver and I will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player.
But if Van Slyke gets a single, the chances of him stealing 2nd are pretty great, so you keep him off first.
Then he hits it to the shortstop. Alomar playing there today. He eased that ball over. Alomar doesn't like shortstop. We mentioned earlier, we asked him if shortstop was in his future, and he shook his head very solemnly, said no.
Stump Merrill with the New York Yankees and Greg Riddock. 6 of the 26 have no major league experience.
On 0-2, a little flare into left, and Thomas Howard caught up with that one. So now we've played 7, and we're still tied 4 apiece. First base, batting in the #1 spot for the Pirates. San Diego started a lefty today, Bruce Hurst, and so Rita started there at first, and now
single. Who's going to try to take the...
Ooh, you could hear that one hit the leg, and it's a base hit. That thing went off the leg of Ted Power. Roberts not going, and Gwynn bunts, and the sacrifice is good. 1-3.
Howard, I'm surprised that Gwynn was sacrificing that.
Well, let's see if they do put him on or pitch to the switch hitter, Roberto Alomar. He well, the new batter is Thomas Howard, and he has not driven in a run in the big leagues.
On an outfield base hit.
Runners are not going, and a fly ball to center field for Van Slyke. Runner tags at 2nd, but he won't try it. 2 on, 2 out. Phil Stevenson. He's 0 for 3. Goes. 2 on, 2 out. Stevenson could snap the tie. Runners are going, and then they go back, and there are 2 of them at second base. Oh, LaValliere does the right thing. He's got him hung up. And he is tagged out by Bell, and the inning is over. Roberts changed his mind. He really messed up the runner at first base. Strikes to Bonds, who hit the home run. He says that's in his locker. The guy on the right, he says, is R.J. Reynolds.
Oh, that's great.
Bonds leading it off. Taste a pitch low from Greg Harris. And that's the first out in the 8th and the first strikeout for Greg Harris.
And Greg Riddock said that he told you before the game that he was going to work on fundamentals, and I'm sure.
And of course for Alomar, once the lead runner goes, he has to go. Stevenson was up there with a left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Where are you going? Where are you going? He was at the mercy of the umpire, but he walks. And let's go to New York and Andrea Joyce for an update on the Yankee game.
Jack, it may be a little unusual, but we've seen it twice today. A wild pitch scoring a run. This one from Tim Leary on a Sammy Sosa strikeout. Ron Karkovic scores, and Leary's out of the game. Chicago leading New York 7-0 in the second.
If there's anybody the Pirates would rather have in this spot than Jose Leland.
That's exactly right, and an excellent point, Jack. That's because King's at first base. Leland, no way you guard the line from me right here.
Base hit, his third of the day. And the runner challenges the center fielder and makes it. And lean down to second, and he makes it. These Pirates are doing a lot of things right.
Third, I think that's how it's going to be scored. High fastball, and Jose Lean, the fat part of the field hitter. A strong throw by Abner, but offline. And because of that, Lean goes into second base. Good base running by Jose Lean. Watch him make his decision once he sees the throw awry and go into second base.
Now Abner should have known. Well, he knows his own capabilities. Well,
that's exactly right. You keep the double play in order with one out. And now Leland can do still other things with Backman. You can squeeze. He is an excellent bunter. And he also is going to hit the ball the other way. We were just told and handed a note that LaValliere was injured indeed in that rundown play around second base. And that's why Backman was pinch hitting for LaValliere.
Field comes in for San Diego. Reynolds is the batter. He's a switch hitter. Driven in 13 runs. Ball one from Greg Harris. You know, it started this, don't you? A one-out walk to Jeff King, who's batting .235. Bases loaded, one out. And a late swing and a foul, 1-1. King walked with one out. Leaned, got a base hit. He's at second. He took second on the throw. Then they walked Backman. And Reynolds is up, and he is a perfect guy to have on your ball club. His temperament is just ideal as a pinch hitter and a part-time player. Infield in. And he gets it through. 2 runs. The throw by Gwynn is too late. Pittsburgh takes a 6-4 lead.
A curveball from Greg Harris and a good piece of hitting by R.J. Reynolds. The throw by Tony Gwynn was late, and up the line, diving for it, was Bip Roberts. But Lean scores easily.
This is their saves, the third pitcher of the day for San Diego. Who are the top relievers in baseball these days? They count the wins, the saves, subtract the blown save opportunities. Eckersley is really hot out of the bullpen with Thigpen of the White Sox behind him, and John Franco and Lefferts of San Diego. Reynolds got it done, and he got it past the drawn-in infield. There goes Reynolds. They pitch out and throw too late. So there goes the double play. 3-1 to Breen. A base open and a right-handed batter next. And a base hit. They bring him around, and the throw to the plate is not made. It's 8-4. And the Padres are not playing very well here today.
This ball is scorched by Sid Bream, a low liner. I'll tell you, that ball was by Roberts before he jumped.
Before
that's
he
how
got
hard,
off the ground.
Yeah, that's how hard that ball was hit.
It was hit hard. Maybe he didn't see it, but in any event, it whistled by him. And now here is Jay Bell. Call to Bell, who's 0 for 4. Pittsburgh started the day 2 in front of the Mets who play tonight.
Take no prisoners.
No. Make them walk the plank. Harris gave up the 2 hits and a walk plus the intentional walk. Now Bream will likely go. Running with 1 out and a fly ball into right field for Gwynn. Throws back into first and Bream returns in time. 2 out. Well, we've had some action in this one. It's 8-4 Pirates. Runner at first, 2 out. Fly ball high in the air for the center fielder and the right fielder. Who wants it? Gwynn takes it. The inning is over. 4 runs for Pittsburgh on only 3 hits. They leave 1. They've left 7. We've played 8. And the Pirates have the lead. They bring in Bill Landrum. 8-4. Greg Riddock, he's still looking for his first win. He has the lineup card in his hand. And Phil Stevenson will lead it off here in the 9th.
Point, Jack, because unknowingly what a lot of organizations do, they prepare pitchers for other organizations.
Getting better. They've got John Smiley back. He's struck out. You chased it, sir. 1 out. And here's Sean Abner. He has a single, but he was thrown out stealing by LaValliere early. Padres trail by 4. And ball 4 puts Abner on base for the 2nd time. It's the 0-2. Got it. That's the 2nd out, both on strikeouts. And the Chevrolet player of the game is Jose Lean, Chico. Jose of the Pirates. And Chevrolet will donate $1,000 in his behalf. Runner at first, 2 out. Top of the 9th. 8-4 Pittsburgh. 2-2 on the batter. That's it. San Diego leaves 4 in the game. The winner is Ted Power and the loser Greg Harris. And Pittsburgh has won the first 2 games of this series.
I'll tell you, Jack, that Pirate Pride banner is very appropriate because I think the pride is back here in Pittsburgh. 4 Super Bowls by the Steelers in the 70s, 6 division championships. Pittsburgh, the only team in the National League East without a division championship in the 80s. I'll tell you, these guys have a shot, a good shot.
8-10-0, 7 left Pittsburgh. 4-6-1 San Diego, 4 left. The winner Ted Power is first of the year, 1-2. And Greg Harris, the loser, 4-4. There is no save. Andrea Joyce will be coming along on the heels of our commercial. Pittsburgh won at 8-4.